Yo, you're watching another episode of D&D, and on today's episode, we had a caller that was trying to find out how do you deal with customers or clients that try to undervalue your service, and how to navigate those negotiations. So sit back, put your phone on D&D, and don't forget to dial us so we can help you discover.
So my issue is this. How do I handle clients? Because I live on referrals. How do I handle clients that come through and negotiate your price from get-go?
It's like referral chats are a pro and con.
That's already
Right?
that's already the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
To that, with those three, the middle is critical.
Third lane,
Third lane,
third quarter,
third quarter,
very,
very critical.
You plan for Jan in September. How do you do that holiday period?
I don't
You don't.
I don't deserve it yet.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dial and Discover, and that's hashtag D&D. I'm yours truly, Calvin Mercy, and I'm sitting with my brother, Siam Khung.
How you, sir?
How you doing, my brother?
Bless my brother.
You good?
All the time.
Another episode, another week.
Another day,
I lied.
another
It's
daughter.
week, another episode.
Get fine with it. Get
Same
fine.
things. Yeah, how you doing, bro? You good?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah,
How things been with you?
Things are good. Things are good. I think we're just pushing for the last stretch. For me, it's like it's always, and kind of going off even off the previous episode, it's like it's the last stretch and you want to finish off strong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And one of the things I move by is not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's how you finish.
So the year might have started some type of way, or you got into the middle or whatever, but it's how you really finish that actually matters.
Yeah.
Right? You're thinking about like a whole relay or whatever. You could start the relay with the team a little bit back or in the middle.
It's given to
And then you
Jamaica.
give it to Usain Bolt.
Yeah, and he says rah.
And then we say, that's
To that, with those three, the middle is critical.
third lane,
Third lane,
third quarter.
third quarter,
Very
critical. Because
Yes.
it takes how you end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you mess up the third, because like first and second obviously are just trying to get a position, even if they just hold.
Yeah.
If you get to third and you fall back on third, your fourth is a mess.
It's a mess.
You know,
it's a mess.
because you're straining because
Yeah.
you're trying to make up.
Yeah.
And I remember coming out of last year in Jan, because you know we take holiday in Jan for the most part. If your business is also in entertainment or in the
Right.
event circuit,
Right.
you'll take holiday in Jan because
Right.
that's more quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in Cape Town and we bumped into one or two artists,
Mm-hmm.
and they like, you know, because we had been, I think, we take like 3 weeks, excuse me,
Okay.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's like, yo, how are you guys out for that long?
Mm.
You know, and I'm like, you plan for Jan in September. If you are sitting in December thinking you're going to plan it's bad
Forget
for you
about it.
because already by that third part, when you take that turn, if you haven't worked it out,
Mm.
you're gonna miss your calculations.
True.
You're gonna miscalculate, and by the time you get into fourth, you're still trying to cover up the loss you did. So by the time you get to Jan, you haven't actually hit it properly. You know, so I think that's the whole like this whole phase right now. The back stretch
Right.
is like you literally when you hit September, you just gotta push it right through.
Mm.
And it's interesting when you transition from like I think even for like a 9 to 5 to when you're running your own entity. Right, because 9 to 5 you close around first week of December, depending
Yeah,
where you
15th,
sit,
depending
right?
if your bosses like you. Yeah.
Right, depending if your boss likes you.
Mm-hmm.
So like first week of December,
Right.
and then you go on a holiday or a break or whatever. So like you have 3 months left essentially.
Mm.
But by actual fact, even like it's crazy to think that December's 4 weeks only. But in that 4 weeks, so much happens. Right?
Facts.
But it also gives a misconception.
That you
You
actually,
think, in that 4 weeks,
I'm going to operate.
I'm going to operate.
Because unlike America, America goes for like a good 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. They
Yes.
take the whole summer.
It's different.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
different matrix.
I feel
So
that.
I don't think a lot of people have like looked at it the way we're saying, to say like if you're calculating festive doesn't start in December,
Mm.
like that's when your normal 9 to 5 people, for them. And I think when you grew up, even being in school, you know, you break from school and you go on holiday and then you feel like that's your festive period.
Mm.
But by actual fact, it starts in October.
Essentially.
That's your 3 months run.
That's your summer run.
Yeah.
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 That's fire. Feel that. I feel
So
that.
I think for me right now, that's what it is. It's just head down, finishing off strong.
Even that holiday, man, it's not really a holiday. Like, to be honest, it's back to back all year.
It is.
That's the real truth, you know? Because even when you're on holiday, that just means you stop working, but you're still very much planning and kind of plotting for the next phase or reanalyzing how you're going to move.
How do you do that holiday period?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't deserve it yet.
Hectic.
Nothing against holidays. I don't.
Yeah.
So my benchmark is 30. That's my play, right? I grew up around like a lot of white people that always used to speak about work now, play later.
Yes.
But if you play now, you're going to have to work later. You know, and I didn't even try to contextualize it. I just said, I don't deserve it, you know? So I knuckled down, bro. I wasn't, you know, I wouldn't say fortunate enough because my parents really wanted it for me or whatever, but I didn't take the generic route of like, my life isn't time coded. It's not like go to school, finish school, go to varsity, get a job, whatever. It's based on my vision, what I feel like my purpose is,
100%,
which already supersedes my reality. So I need to do certain things now before 30. So when I hit that benchmark, I need to move from there to do the next 30. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Got you.
So no holiday for me right now.
So
but
no holiday at all.
At all.
Damn, that's
at
crazy.
But I'm also not like a holiday person per se. You know, it's not like what do you take?
What does your break look like?
So
is that a
I
thing?
curated,
I guess that's my question mark.
So I curated in such a way that my downtime, which is my break, affords me extra fuel to go the next mile. So as opposed to saying I'm going to be out for a month, I kind of find microdosing. So quick segue. Don't know if this makes sense.
Yeah.
So in Silicon Valley, do you know like drugs and shrooms?
Yeah.
So people
I don't know them really, but
you've read about them, right? So people would take shrooms to become like super creative and like almost like live in another space outside of here. In Silicon Valley, they microdose throughout the whole day. So if like one shroom is like 100 grams, they'll take like 10 grams in the morning. So you're not really going like fully in, but it's just like I'm hovering. I'm tapping in, but I'm not tapping in fully.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing with me. I don't like long, extensive, because I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, even when I'm chilling at home, it's just like, let me just grab my laptop. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's like, it just drives me so much. My vision drives me so much that I just kind of gotta like.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm in a regimen where it's like, I do 6 months runs.
Yeah.
So like June, middle of June, I take the break. But that's like, that's a 5 because I start my year in Feb.
Yeah.
Not in Jan.
But you also run too much. You're like doing so much.
I pretty much run the whole year.
And I used to do that and I stopped. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So now I'm very much on like, I feel like I'm on a break all the time, but I'm working here. So I'm the next 2 years like strategy, you know, piecing in and then capitalizing what's come from the back.
Okay.
In order to, when I hit the 30 mark, I'm gonna go fully in again with a different operation, you know.
Okay.
But you know, when 2015, I've been running since that.
Yes.
I ran all the way till like 2020. You know what I mean? And that was nonstop, in, out, flights, this. But now it's like a woosa and reconfigure. Yeah.
I think I get that. And what's been interesting is like just understanding that whole pace, because it's like you could like work hard or work smart, right? And you kind of interchanging between the two. And I said this to somebody in a conversation, and you know, this is just my perspective. I think for the most part, before you actually hit a certain financial goal,
right,
you gotta work. Your percentage leans more towards work hard.
Yeah.
And then in the back end of that, you're working smart.
You work smart.
Because I think at the point that you have the resources you need, then you can begin to work smart. Because then you can distribute all the resources. And
because
mainly a financial conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like, not when you hit that 1 million or that 2, but maybe north of like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Then you start working smart so that everything, like, you kind of get the resources you need, you put the money in place,
And by that point, you've developed your system, so it's easy to delegate.
Yes, which becomes, again, back to your systems and processes are like very crucial.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, this is a dope conversation, but before we run off,
forget the caller, man. I'm joking, I'm playing. Yeah.
No, we've got a call on the line. Let's see.
Yes, please. We love callers. That was definitely a joke. So please don't forget to hit us up. www.straightdigital.io/dial-n-discover. Leave us your questions. We'll give you a call. And please help us help you discover. That's bon.
Straight up.
Well,
yo, my brother.
am I right?
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. You're live on DialnDiscover, and I've got my brother here, Sia.
How's it going, bro?
How's it, Sia? You good?
Bless, brother. Bless, brother.
Kabele, tell us, yeah. Shoot us your question off the top.
Okay, off the top. So I'm self-employed. So I'm an entrepreneur, like everyone else, I think now. So what I do is architecture. So I draw plans for a living. So my issue is this. How do I handle clients? Because I live on referrals. How do I handle clients that come through and negotiate your price from get-go?
That's good. So how do you handle clients that come through referral and immediately
come through a referral?
Yeah.
And immediately want to negotiate. Yeah, that's my issue.
Yeah, immediately want to
negotiate. Before they even see the work, before they even see what you bring to the table, and they come through someone who's already done work with you. But as soon as they come to you, they'll be telling you, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to pay, but you like. But my service is not what you want me to pay, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what you're putting on the table, yeah.
You know what's crazy about like referral chats? Like referral chats are a pro and con.
That's already the problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Referral chats are a pro and con. A referral is great because somebody trustworthy recommended you. Therefore, the trust factor, you kind of work less for the trust factor.
Right.
Because somebody's done that work for you just by saying, hey, go to Sia or go to Kabelo, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing about a referral, essentially,
is the expectation.
It's like, it's essentially the expectation and the fact that, well, I can, since it's a friend of a friend or somebody who knows somebody, I can then just say, man, I just have 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
Because it's not, John who has the architectural building, whatever, that you hit up Google for and spend time kind of just like hitting up the office line, appointment, all of that.
Yeah.
So, and I say that to say this, when that referral comes in or the person comes in, you don't interact with them according to the referral.
Yes.
They're a client that just walked in the door.
Yes.
Right? You take note of the referral, yes, but you don't interact with them like that because you have to interact with them as your business. The mistake we do is that part where you say, oh yeah, this is Sia's friend, or Sia said he must come. So now you have that as well. Right? And it opens the door to them to say, yeah, Sia said I must come to you, but I only have 1 rand.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think also what a referral does is, like you're saying, there's two sides to a coin. So you need to look at it holistically. I'm also referring you, and when someone's referring you, they get context across the board. So, hit up my bro Kelvin. He charged me 3,000 to get me. So already they have like a number in their head that kind of mediates or kind of dictates, okay, cool, this could be a starting point, or let me try come less, whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you need to also be cognizant that you are also opening a door for them to put that price in.
Yeah.
Because you teach people how to treat you. That's what we always say. So, boys, I only have 1,000. Unfortunately, we're a business that runs at this level. We don't take anything less than 5 if you want a good product. But I can refer it to somebody who can operate you at that level.
Yes.
With that confidence. You know what I mean? Yes. Because the art of negotiation is a thing.
I was going to that as well to say that, it puts you in an unfortunate position where you do have to decide which lane you move in. Yeah. I think that's one of the parts of our company that also like pivoted as well. When we like, okay, look, we're only servicing from this bar up, right? We're capping it now. And so when you do that, you essentially also communicating the standard and the level of operation that you're going to give as well. But at the same time, that's also in the same paragraph that you also need to communicate the value of what you do.
Right.
Because sometimes, yes, Sia referred me to you. Yes, you did the work for Sia, but I don't know the value of this thing for me. Right? So now we need to get into that conversation to say, yo, I know you want to do this.
Yeah.
Me doing this for you sits at this value.
Facts.
And what I always used to say is when somebody refers me to, if you give a referral, don't talk numbers.
Yeah.
Let that person come talk numbers with me.
Yeah. Facts.
That's one thing I always did.
Facts.
Because I need to hear where you are. And when you say to me, I only have 1 rand, I say, okay, cool. Now let me speak to you about what you want to do. Let me tell you how valuable it is. Because I know this thing that you want to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I know how to make it happen. It's my career, it's my skill set, it's my craft. I know the value of it at 1 rand, I know the value of it at 1,000,000 rand.
Right. So do your prices fluctuate, or do you have like kind of a base that you generally work from?
Well, I have a base, but then they fluctuate depending on the circumstances. So, like if
negotiations, probably.
If it's a house that's like freestanding, not in an estate, that's less work than doing a house in an estate, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because like a house in an estate, it's got like rules, got regulations. You have to do quite a bit more before you get to the next step, you know?
Yeah.
So I do have that buffer kind of situation where I'm like, okay, cool. If you're gonna do a house on an estate, I know that I have to abide by certain rules. If there's nothing on the stand, then you know it's a different situation. If there's something on the land, then I'm working according to what's already there. You know. So now obviously you start negotiating like, okay, because now I'm dealing with somebody else's work, I'm gonna charge you a bit more because you know I have to now kind of analyze what's happening on site. You know, because the clean stand is different.
What business are you in, my brother?
Architecture.
I'm in architecture.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And it's tricky. So from experience, I know what he's talking about. My father comes from the space as well.
Right.
And it's very common for individuals and clients when they approach you to give you the number. Because when it comes to building a house, what you'll commonly find is that there's a budget.
Yeah.
There's a budget, but you're also not trying to spend necessarily the budget. But I think, and I'm gonna, you know, go out and say this as well, because it's also similar to real estate, like selling real estate, right? I would suggest, Kabelo, that you go also kind of like research and look into that and see how real estate agents negotiate, and not your common real estate.
Yeah, we're talking like
your high level real estate agents
selling sunsets.
Yes, where they're selling a 30 million penthouse or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because you'll hear them say they know if somebody's looking at a 30 million penthouse, the range of their budget.
Yeah.
And you'll see, you'll watch, the common thing is that as they negotiate in the range of that budget. And they get the pocket or the best out of that conversation, even if it's not the 30 million.
Even if it's not the 30 million.
Yes.
So do we touch on negotiation, Chad? Or it's a bit of
we've touched on it before, so we can't go there.
Okay.
We have, because that's also a factor in this case.
That's a factor, right. So negotiation is just about the only art that we really have when it comes to money.
Yeah, very, very key.
Yeah.
Very, very key conversation, right? So even outside of just of your business, I think you've just given us a great opportunity to touch on negotiation. So we need to realize that, you know, there are certain things in life that are presented as standard blueprints. You cannot change this.
Yeah.
Right? For example, your banking fees, from as little as that, 200 rand a month. You can negotiate that, by the way.
Interesting. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. We learned that.
You can actually say, I don't know, why am I paying this amount? Because don't forget, the standard they start you off with is where they want you to land. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So you'll find that 200 rand a month accounts allows you to have, let's say, 3 ATM withdrawals, and then you start paying. Or every time you transfer from savings to Wada savings to Wada, you're going to do that twice. But you know that every time you do that within, you get charged for that. But they won't tell you that. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff like that. So you can say, actually, I don't do inter-account transfers very much, so please reduce it to 100 rand. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then I'll pay on top every single time I do that, because you know your life, you know? I barely use ATM in cash, so please bring me down to the lowest level that I can as far as that's concerned, because I'm not willing, you know? So premium accounts, exclusive accounts, they charge like 300, 400 because you have like 50 transactions in between your accounts because you're a business, but you're not paying people like that. You're probably just paying 1 or 2 salaries, or suppliers, you know? So you can negotiate that. But the art of it is actually knowing, because knowledge is power. So you need to actually know how these systems actually work. For example, airports make all their money from you being late and the bag check things, wada. I did this 2 weeks ago. They generally say check in your bag 45 minutes before your flight departs.
Yes.
I got there 10 minutes before boarding. I got my bag inside because I know you can. But now it comes down to my negotiation. So I come there and say, someone Aputi, I know I'm extremely late. Humble. He's a human being. Yeah. I know I'm late. I really apologize. I really need to get onto this flight. Please put my bag on there. And then you look away. You don't look him in the eye. You don't give him a chance to feel like you're doubting what you're saying. Yeah. So you're saying, I know you can. And do it. Yeah. And I'm going to be on my phone. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's that. It's lack of knowledge. Yeah, that's negotiation. Yeah. So it's not just, hey, 100 Rand or 50 Rand. No, it's knowledge and knowing what your actual elements is.
That's actually true. Negotiation, the amount of knowledge you have in that interaction
is your negotiation.
Is your negotiation power.
So even with Ukabelo, it's like, okay, cool. I hear you. This is your budget. I appreciate that. Yeah. And, you know, we can't even get to that shoot high, middle, low. That's a whole different chat. But it's just really saying that just have the confidence, you know, sit with your chest in a polite way because you're also playing the man, you know, sit with your chest in a polite way. Unfortunately, the type of services that we render at the level that we do, there's no way we can shoot below this belt. I'm happy to talk through what you're able to do, and I can appreciate and consider your budget. Let me see if I can work around that. But just know that you get what you pay for. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I'll give you a low level offering for this, but I'd prefer to give you the higher one at this price. You tell me.
Because especially when it comes to service, if you say to me, you want me to shoot you a movie and your budget is 100 Rand, my brother, I can shoot you a movie for 100 Rand. Yeah. But I'm definitely probably using my phone.
Exactly.
I'm not shooting. In fact, I'm not there.
Yep.
You might get a movie.
Yeah. You might not. Exactly. And don't come at me if you're not happy with the product.
Yes. But also, you also get what you negotiate.
Yeah.
You get what you ask for.
Yep.
The biggest thing for me that I learned was if you're going to agree to the 1,000 Rand, you've agreed to 1,000 Rand.
Probably for the rest of the
year. You cannot kick and complain that they're only paying 1,000, but they're asking you to do 3 versions of the plan. You agree to 1,000.
Ooh, now that ties it back to the referral. Yes. So now when they refer, they say, "I know this bro, he'll do it for 1,000."
That's why I say, if somebody comes to me and say, "Yo, Sia said, you know, you're the guy, and you can navigate around a budget of 1,000." I say, I hear what Sia said, but let's have the chat. What do you want?
Yeah.
Right? Because I costed Sia according to that. And also 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, depending, it's off a relationship too, right? If that's the case. But also, you also kind of going back and telling people how your system works. The reason why Sia got 1,000 was because he told me this and this and this and this and this. And from that, I was able to give him that cost.
Yeah.
You and Sia are not in the same situation.
Yeah. And then this is how...
Sorry, I apologize, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, you're the architect. He's the guy who wants a house built.
And he's coming to you.
If
he could, he'd do it for himself.
Yeah. So that's hence why I said with the video thing, I was like, when people are like, yo, shoot a movie, but I only have 100, then I need to explain. Movies don't cost 100 Rand.
Yeah.
If you're on a video shot from a phone, the way you shoot when you're at your family gathering,
giving Africa
that
magic.
could be 100 Rand.
Yes.
But even that alone, I might charge you 1,500.
Yeah. And I guess here's the kicker, my brother. When it's all said and done, if they ain't got the money, they ain't got the money. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you can go back and forth, whatever. That's what they say. If he can, he will. If he wants to, he will. But if they don't got it, they ain't got it. There's no mass negotiation that's going to go above that.
There isn't, my brother.
That's just that. Yeah.
All right, Kabela. Hopefully this conversation helps you out to just navigate the next few steps in your business.
No, thanks a lot, James.
So before you leave, a friend of mine told you about you, and I'm trying to build a house. I have 500 Rand right now. What can you do for me?
Where's this house? What are you trying to build?
I said, where's this house? I'm so dead.
Are you
all love, brother.
Is this a sandcastle?
Yeah, it's giving sandcastle for real.
Giving sandcastle vibes, bro.
Yeah. All right, shout out, my brother. We appreciate you, and we'll keep engaging.
All right, thank you.
Okay, much love.
Danke, Asbongi.
Sure.
Should we? I don't know how much time we have. Should we just hit that negotiation chat real quick?
No, I was literally about to go into it.
Yeah,
I was about to say, my brother, that negotiation chat.
It's important.
It's very important, that thing.
So
Because like it's universal.
It's universal, right? Yeah. Okay, let me give a practical situation. So I've been in a scenario where I'm not even going to talk money. I'm going to talk royalties in music, right? Cool. Somebody said, okay, I'm a producer. I produced the song, so on and so forth. You know what I'm trying to say? I believe I should get 25%, you know? Right down in the middle of the table, my partner said, there's no way. You're not going to get 25%, right? Then they asked us, okay, cool. How much do you want to give me? We responded, 1%. He laughed. He thought we were joking. But it's like, no, we want what I want to give you. I want to give you 1%.
Because you asked. And I answered.
And I answered, right? So what that does is says, damn, these guys are hectic. 1%. You know what I'm trying to say? So immediately his mind is saying, okay, can I get 10%?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
And you say, I'm not sure about 10%. By the way, what's important about this whole conversation? I'm actually willing to give you 20%.
Yes.
That's the most, you said that. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
I was going to say, there's what you're willing to give and what's actually happening. Yeah.
So I take it to 1% so that when you double it up, you're hitting my halfway mark. Yes. You know what I'm trying to say? Then I'm going to counter the halfway mark and say, I'm really trying to go away with 7. And I say, but come on, my brother, I did this, I did that. And I say, okay, cool. Yazin, I'll give you 9. And he says, no, 9 is fine.
Yeah.
And you say, Danko. And you sign and you move.
Yes.
100,000 rand. I only have 20. Can we do 30? Maybe 25. Okay, cool. Sign off. But I was willing to part with 50. So you never really start where you want to go if you're the one who's actually going to be getting the money. You start, well, yes, if you're the one who wants to get the money in juxtaposition, I'll start at 100 if I want 50. Yes. How much you charge here? 100,000.
Yes.
Poison. Can we do 25? There's no way. Maybe you can do 65. Yes. And then you land at 65 above what you actually wanted.
Yes. 100%. It's probably like one of the biggest lessons. And what I said to him, I said, you need to be very clear about the lane you're in.
Yeah.
Whether it's market value, whether it's a number bracket, whether it's threshold.
Yeah.
You know, because if we're gonna go into a conversation like you said, and I say, you know, that I'm gonna charge you 100. As soon as somebody says, like right now for me, as soon as somebody says, but I only have 20.
Yeah.
We're not in the conversation. There's a big gap between 20 and 100.
And 100, huge.
You know more negotiating.
Yeah.
You don't have the budget.
You don't have the money.
For us to operate.
Yes.
That's what I've learned. And that's because that's what I said to him. That if you're going to take the 1,000 rand, you take in the 1,000 rand.
Simple.
You can't complain about what comes after that.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
But also, if somebody can negotiate you down from 100 to 20, they'll negotiate you out of everything throughout the whole process. You said you want to do 3 versions, you're going to do 10.
Facts.
You said you're only going to come at 6, you're going to come also at 11 p.m.
Get what you pay for.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said you only take calls till 6 p.m., they're going to call you at 1 a.m. in the middle of the night and say, I'm looking at this thing right now, I need you to change it. That's what's going to happen. That's what I've realized, that the whole process now, from that money negotiation, it also reflects how we negotiate everything else.
That's so important, because now you're speaking from consumer. There's a friend of mine who owns a furniture company. They flip furniture. So like if a couch is messed up, they flip it. He said to me, he once came to a friend of mine and he said, did you negotiate the price for this couch? Because he wasn't happy with the couch. And he said, yeah, I negotiated. He says, that's why you got that. He says, don't ever negotiate if you want quality. Because, okay, you only have 100 and I charge 300. Then leave this timber wood, let's give him this other wood.
Yes.
That's going to take a.
100%.
You know, because at the end of the day, we can give it to you, but you get what you pay for. So don't forget, if you're booking a festival, I'm 100,000 each, but I can only give you 20. I'm just coming with my red mic alone. And there's no band and there's nobody else behind me. And you're going to get what you pay for.
100%.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, don't take the 20. Don't come with the red mic alone.
Don't.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's another person that's watching and said, oh, but no, you came with just the mic. I don't need the band.
Yes. Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Because remember, you also treat people how to consume you.
Facts.
Hence why I said to him, when you engage that client, you need to then teach them, when beyond this point, this is how it
moves. Yeah.
So when I say 100 and you say 20, I say, my brother, you're way too far down. You were better off saying 80.
Yes. Yes. Because now I'm 20, I don't even have a mic. I'm saying, with my voice, I feel that. Right. 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
The next layer of this, and which is what I'm saying right now, to saying don't take the 20, is that it messes up your service.
It does.
It messes up your product.
Yep.
He's the architect. That guy wants a house built. And at the end of the day, when we then have the conversation and say, who was the architect behind this thing? It's you, my man.
Yeah, it's you. And now the walls are
and here's the thing. You know where to be found. You can't say, you only gave me 100 rand. No, we're saying whichever architect was this, you should have not paid for it. That's 100%. What we're saying.
Your product is your pitch.
So I always say, be in a position where you can still provide the service at the standard that you want to, because you've created a standard. You've decided, and you've got to decide if you're saying this is your standard, then be in the position where you can provide that standard. If that budget is going to make you give a subpar standard,
don't do it.
Don't do it, because that work is going to reflect you. I'm like, yo, who designed this car? And they say Sia. I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
It's giving.
Sia's not here to say, yo, this guy only gave me 500 rand.
Facts. But in the same way, his value is shown through that. And what he's willing to take and what he's willing to do.
Exactly. He's fine with that.
Yeah.
He says, hey, I didn't do that. I gave some guy and he did this, but hey, next year I'm getting a guy with a bigger budget. So right now I'm doing what I must because people are coming and they're buying drinks anyway. So I'm fine. Crazy, right?
Power chat.
We
need to expand on that a lot more.
It's
given that finance person that we needed to get in, we should definitely work on that.
Okay, now we'll definitely do that.
Hit those layers.
I think we're good for the day.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And do follow us on social media. Send the clips to your friends or whoever you think may need this conversation. Especially the negotiation one.
Yeah.
Very big one. Yeah. I think that's across the board with any type of business, anything like that.
Even relationships.
Even relationships. That's also very interesting. Even relationships as well. All right.
Season 2.
Do engage with us as well via comments or hit the link as well. Send us your question that you might have based on this conversation that we have or anything that you might want to ask us or engage in. All right. We do appreciate you and do appreciate your support. This was DialnDiscover. #D&D on time.
Danke. Was born.